for a minute there you'd already taken it apart.
Which one?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Does the USB fit there?
I already put the USB there.
Oh, so we don't need that then. We just got to get these out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Spectacular. I mean, that's really all that matters. Probably need a little pick tool or something. Like a little flathead. Small flathead.
Small flat.
As opposed to a large flathead. Mr. Lance, what's up?
The DOS?
Yeah, the DOS. Yeah, it's the DOS. Should probably go on and check the antenna adapter on this to make sure that it gave us the right one. Hey guys, before you walk over there, get the other harness. What's happening? How's everybody doing? Look at that. Look. Look. Will you look at that? Will you look at that?
Can you look at that?
Can you look at that? What's crack-a-lackin'? Yo. That's Lance. How's it cracking? All right, guys. So for those of you that haven't paying attention or haven't been paying attention, you don't know what this is, have no fear. We just got done doing our... What the heck this is, I guess would be the easiest way to explain it. And you're going to find out this week. So we were doing some RTA work with Octave RTA and our IRTA2. Doing some electrical stuff. Ooh, I love it when I do this. That's how sensitive that is. Ooh, it's getting shorted out, which is my fingers. How cool is that? So we were taking a look at how this works and explaining it. So you guys will, if this is something you need, then you'll be all set. What rivet insert would you recommend? You mean like tool? Like if you mean the tool, we have them all listed on DNF tool drawer. Those are the ones that we use, so they're all there. The only things that aren't there are the thermal certs, and that's just because I just finally found a set that worked. So I'm gonna try to get those up this weekend. These little things here. Because I've gone through a whole bunch of them and they haven't worked. So this is the first set I've had that works with our Hartco, Heiko, whatever soldering iron that we have up there. But otherwise, it's all the nut cert. I mean, we have several different ones, but the ones that we end up using the most are the Astro pneumatic. But we have like 6 different ones. But that's definitely the one we use the most. We actually have 2 of them, one with M5 and one with M6 already loaded in it, so we don't have to change because those we found are the 2 that we do the most. We do have some M3 nut certs, but we would just switch because we haven't done enough of them to where I feel I need to go out and buy an M3 nut cert. However, probably should. Ugh.
All right.
I know, so many other things I gotta buy. How many installs you get out a day? We don't play it like that as far as how many installs we get out a day, because a lot of the times we might not get anything out that day because we're working on a project. Most of our cars are project cars in the sense that they take 2.5 days. Several days. There you go. We can go with several days. So it's not turn and burn. It's not turn and burn. Now sometimes, some days they are. Some days he'll line up like a day of just radios that will just like move through radios. Like today is it is a BA22.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Is that the one with the antenna?
No.
Oh no, they're both the same end. One is amplified, one is not amplified.
Yeah, no, this one is.
This is what?
What do you need?
I need that harness. I need another one I need this harness, and you can take this one back.
This is the 58.
I don't need this one. So we don't need an amplified antenna, because they both have the same end.
Yeah, but this one is not.
Okay.
Nah.
It's not?
This is
It's not? It's not?
Nah.
Okay. So anyways, I was saying, like...
It is.
What? I just want to make sure. Do you feel any older today? Yes, actually I do. Yeah, about 2 days older than the day before. But no. So there again, we don't rush through cars. It's kind of not where we're at in our lives, so to speak. We have in the past, like we just have them stacked up and just bang through them and go home exhausted. And I don't want to work that hard anymore, to be honest with you. I would much rather just take Like, this is a good customer of ours. He's got a 3 Series BMW. We're doing the double DIN conversion on it. It's going to take some time. Rather just do that. Do it right. Believe it or not, today's a weird day, because today is one of those days where we just filled in cars. So this morning we had a 96 Camaro, mint shape, beautiful car. There again, not anything we can run through because it's a 96 Camaro and it was in really good shape. It wasn't destroyed. So you have to move slow. You have to, you can't yank on things. And it was just a deck and 4, but it took several hours to get through it because it was being very careful. Everything in that car is super fragile, so it's not like you can just have at it with a torque setting on high with your drill. So, how's it going? You guys like Matt's audio? I don't think I've ever done anything Matt's to know whether I like it or not. It's never really come in here. I've seen the van, like they had a beautiful van. I don't know if they still have that. It was a beautiful van. Somebody did an awesome install on it, but I've no experience with them to know. Dean, how do you bring the sun up front? More time delay. The front. All right, Dean. Whoa, hold on. How do you bring the sun up front? More time delay. The front speakers.
Time delay what?
I don't think I understand. Okay, so when figuring out time delay, the passenger front is the furthest speaker, so that's going to be your 0 point. Then you work out from there. So the passenger mid bass would be the farthest speaker, and then you add delay according to those. 6 feet is 6 feet, 3 feet is 3 feet. So there's no magical do this. It's not. If you just add more delay to the rears, you're gonna get an echo effect. You can control the volume, which makes a lot of sense. So a lot of the times what will happen is you'll be adjusting and the rears will be predominantly too freaking loud. So that's what volume is for. So you go into, or gain, or whatever you want to call it, and you turn them down. Once you turn them down, then that will make the front sound louder. A lot of the times we start listening to it with the rears off and just the front. So we want to make sure we have the front figured out. Then we'll introduce the rears. And if the rears automatically pull the front towards the back, then we know we need to turn the levels down, and we'll turn them down, and that'll bring the front back to the front where it's supposed to be. What's the problem? Oh, you're grabbing all the old parts? It was a big bag. It was full of stuff. So I did a Fernando on it. I pulled it all the pieces. He's complaining about my... That's totally a Fernando.
Are you kidding me?
Why are you even worried about it?
We have to give it to them?
Yeah, we don't need to give it to him in a bag, silly.
We have to.
Ever had an issue with audio control amps, surging power? It's connected to a Zen A2B. No, but did you run a ground wire for it? Zen A2B, I'm assuming it's in some kind of F-150. Zen tells you, or Nav TV tells you that the amplifiers have to be grounded to the battery because you can pull ground through the Zen, blow the thing up. So that's the only thing that's the only thing we ever do is power ground to the battery and move on. I don't know either one of those brands. I've never really worked with them. What's the best 4 in 6 out amp, possibly with DSP? Best? Best is a subjective term. So there's a lot of them out there that have 4 in 6 out amplifiers. Usually it's 6 in 6 out or 6 in 8 out. Very few 4 to 6. I think like the Helix DSP Mini is a 4 to 6. But other than that, you got amplifiers like Ground Zero has the 4 to 8.
Mm-hmm.
Audison has
more than,
like everyone makes that. As far as best,
Sony has the 6 to 8.
Yeah, or the 4 to 6. They make a 4 to 6 also in the and then you have the ARC PSM Pro, which is 6 to 8. So in the audio control, DM608. There's a ton of them out there.
DSR1 is what?
DSR1 is 4 to 8.
4 to 8.
4 to 8. The D4.800 is 4 to 6 from audio control. So there's a ton of them, man. It's more like pick your budget. Just kind of shop from there, because there's, all right, when it comes to DSP, the software is all free. I had a guy call me the other day, hey, do you have the JL software? I was like, yeah. He's like, how do I get it from you? I go to the website and download it. It's free to have. Oh, really? Yeah.
I went to the public.
yeah, it's all out there. So download the software, play with it, see what makes the most sense to you, and rock it from there. Full active, no rears. Okay. There again, you got to get this time alignment right. Time alignment is got to be right. Everything past that is level control. So distance is distance. Don't screw with the distance. Get the distance right, and then adjust the level. Yeah, two-way front stage. There again, distance, then level. Fernando always making a mess. Yeah, he's pretty good at it. But he likes to clean it up most of the time. Oh, wow. What are you talking about, Christian? You need help. How can I get my bass to not overpower highs and mids at high volume, but still sound leveled at low volume without a bass knob? You technically can't unless you have an DSP that has dynamic bass control. There is such a thing, and it's dynamic level control. Helix has it in their processor, and what it does is it acts just like loudness, and that is when you turn the volume up, the bass rolls off. When you turn the volume down, the bass comes back in to emphasize what is happening. If you have an aftermarket deck, simply turning on loudness control will give you that. If you have an aftermarket radio, there's a lot of things that be causing that, because if the factory radio has loudness in it, you have an issue there. If the factory radio has equalization, active equalization, or if it has an active crossover, there's a lot of things that can cause that to happen. But if you're trying to have the subwoofer level controlled with the volume of the front so that it's louder or gives you more impact at low volumes and less at high volumes, that's an active level control, and there's just a handful of DSPs that give you that, so bass knob might be the way to go. But yeah, that's how you'd have to do that. Dude, we've been gone. Installer diaries are going to start up. It's not like, dude, there's 250 or 300 of them. There's a lot of them, so it's not like we're stopping. We've just been kind of busy.
Yes.
Yeah. Will you be doing a Sony ES 6-channel, 8-channel amp unboxing? The easiest answer to that is no, because we still haven't done the unboxings of the Sony gear we have. So they're not going to send us the equipment.
Yeah, Chris said nope.
So there's that. You know, if I stay here late tonight and do the other unboxings and get them out to you, then they'd probably send them to us. And we probably will, but not tonight.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's not true. Gotcha. Thanks for answering. Hey, I try. Hope that helps. Nano, keep your GS9. Yeah, of course he is.
It's never going out.
It's never going. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Nope. Don't care about screens.
5th gen Camaro, keep Boston acoustic speakers and amp. Replace amp only. Replace amp and speakers. What would you do? Thanks. I had a 5th gen Camaro, and in my 5th gen Camaro, which I have on, you can go watch all the things we did on that. They're in Car Stereo Diaries playlist. The Car Stereo Diaries. No, I'm sorry. It's not
Diaries.
No, it's not that. It's Lab. Car Stereo Lab. Sorry. It's got too many things. Car Stereo Lab. So in the Car Stereo Lab, we did my 5th gen Camaro. One of the first things we did was we pulled out the factory amplifier, left the factory speakers, and we put in the Alpine PXE 0850S. It's now replaced by the X, same piece. That gave us the ability, because it has an 8-channel 25-watt amplifier in it, that gave us the ability to repower everything in the car and go with our DSP settings. So I was able to retime align, recrossover, re-EQ the whole system. that eventually, and the cool thing about that is that particular system with the Boston acoustic stereo is a line level output. So it's basically RCAs out of the factory radio into the factory amplifier. So you're able to just tap into these 8 speaker wires back there, and boom, you're done. Pull the amplifier out, throw it away. We didn't. We plugged it back in. We made a T-harness from parts that PAC has, or pac-audio.com. They have parts, but you have to repin them all. So we did that. We made a T-harness, plugged it right in. It was really cool. Then we also put radio in it. To me, the most exciting thing I had was when I put the iData radio dash kit in it. So they make the Camaro dash kit that's really nice. It doesn't have the big knobs anymore, but whatever. I liked that dash kit. It looked the most factory. It kept in there nice and tight. It actually looked really good in the dash with the Kenwood radio in it. That went into the Alpine DSP. We never got around to changing out the speakers, but there's a lot you can do with the car. It's pretty fun car to work on. So use the loudness on the deck and the DSP turn to 11. No, that's not really the point. What you're trying to do is how loudness works is it will make it impactful at low volumes, and as the volume turns up, it will roll down the EQ. It's an active EQ, so it starts to roll those things down. What you want to do is figure out what sounds good at low volumes with loudness on, and as you turn it up, you want to find that healthy balance.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a preset. You can't adjust it.
What's up, Oscar?
Whereas if you had something that had dynamic equalization, then you could figure out what you want to do. But there you go. That's what it is. Most radios have high, medium, and low. And what that is it's not the amount that they're adding to it. It's when it rolls off. So low rolls off faster. High stays on longer. But no, you don't necessarily need to turn your subwoofer all the way up. That's your call if you want to blow your subs.
What's up, Eduardo?
How can I retain my daughter's factory cameras on a 2012 Nissan Rogue? You could do an iData radio and install the new Nissan harness. That's the HRNI1. That will allow you to retain your factory cameras with their system. So you need I believe it's still an RR harness with that. So head over to maestro.com or idatalink.com and type in your make, model, and year, and you get all the parts you need. So you can go buy them from your dealer or wherever you buy your cool parts. How do I put an amplifier on a 2021 Honda CR-V? It's going to depend. Is it a premium audio system? Is it a bass audio system? It's a bass audio system. 2021, they probably have the T-harness at PAC. Metro might even have that one. So metroonline.com, pac-audio.com.
Yep.
If it's an amplified system, whole nother headache. So you got to kind of figure out what you got going on there.
Sub-amp, 4-channel amp, depends.
Yeah. I bet Christian has seen every video you've ever done. Well, he's been here countless times. He lives in Orlando. He comes over all the time. He's a really nice guy. I give him a hard time because it's fun. Oh, no, I'm not taking it. Trust me. It says, nah, guys, I get it. Don't take my comments about installer diaries in a bad way. I've seen how busy y'all have been. No, trust me. It kills me to not put videos out. It's just... Lots of times what we try to do is build some content up so that when we do go away, there's something for you guys to watch. This time around, it was just a time vacuum between trying to get these displays done, because we did those 2 big displays from Moscone back to back, and they just took so much time. Here's the one still sitting here. We brought it back with us. The other one is off in California. But those things just ate up all our free time. So I was going home and getting, the week before we left, I think we were in here. I was here Thursday till 1, and Friday we were here till 2, 12:30, 1 o'clock. And then then it was the vacation weekend, so I had to go spend time with the family. That always is a joy of, wow, just crazy. And we spent way too much time at Disney because we had people that had never been there before, and they don't understand, like, hey, it's 5 o'clock, let's go. And 3 o'clock is even better. So it just killed us. Then we came back, worked a day, and literally got on a plane and left. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, it was just nuts. It was just nuts.
It's been insane.
Hey, Dana, I'm planning to install rear fill speakers powered by the head unit. The 2 options are Morel Maximal Ultras or Tempo Ultras. Both are the coaxial, obviously. What do you recommend?
Oh, talking about morale.
Before you give the promo
Yes.
to Morale, which one do you think you should go with? The Tempos or the
Maximo
Maximo?
Ultra.
I think the Maximo would be a better move, too,
Yeah.
just because we're talking about deck power.
Yeah.
We don't need a lot. So if you're planning on amplifying them at some point, obviously
right.
go Tempo. But if you're not, stick with the Maximos. I think that'll be perfect.
That's right. Hi guys, welcome to the show. This show is brought to you by MorelleHiFi.com. Talking about Morels, yeah, you can find those Morel Maximo. They great. They're great. You're gonna be fine. And like Dean says, you know, Maximo, the Tempo Ultras. If you wanna go and step it up, or they make the HEs. Yeah, no questions. And they just come out with a new Bluetooth speaker. It's on the website. Check them out. It's cool. That's it. That's what I have.
That's what you got?
That's what I got. Morel, hifi.com, or here on Instagram, Morel_America. Thank you, Natasha. Back to the regular.
We had a great breakfast with them the other day
Yes.
when we were in Arizona. Have we heard the audio control component speakers yet? No, the only opportunity we had to listen to was an Indy, and unfortunately we were so busy we never got a chance to. We saw and we've held them, but we haven't had a chance to listen to them yet. Our plan is, now that we're back in the Bay for a couple weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks I think. When do we leave? Is it? What is today? We're in the Bay for 2 weeks. Oh, you're off the week of Knowledge Fest?
Huh?
You're off these 2 days?
What is it?
Leaving early. This is the wrong month. Okay, hold on.
Dude, you're, come on, man.
Oh,
You're in
Jesus
June.
Christ. Hold on, sorry. There we go. Like, wait, what? So we leave on the 22nd. So we're here for, we're here for 2.5 weeks. So hopefully in that 2.5 weeks, we'll get Jordan in. She has a Volkswagen GTI that Jeff and her did. Let me rephrase that. Jeff, her, and Ernie finished up. And I want to get it in here, record it, and let you guys listen to it. So that's the plan. Probably be next week, and then we'll get it on the show for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Right now I've been going to the gym. I took some time off of running after last year. Running as much as I did, I needed to do some rehab, so I've been gym rehabbing it. So this month I'll be back to probably 3 days a week running, and then the rest will be in the gym, just doing fun things. I
But
really
you
like.
went to the gym in Arizona, right?
No, heck no, man. I barely got up.
Really?
Dude, I was getting up at
Because
6
I
o'clock
saw
every
you
morning.
just going back and forth.
Oh, yeah,
running
well-
in and out. So I was like,
I got my steps in. There's no question about it. But no, I got up at 6 every morning so I could go get Starbucks, so I could get my foo-foo-y drink, my foo-foo-y pink drink at Starbucks. The dragon fruit spritzer thingy with goat
Strawberry.
milk and no, it's dragon fruit. Oh, it's not strawberry. It's dragon
Red?
fruit. Yeah, it's pink.
wow.
Strawberry is red.
Easy.
No, it's dragon fruit, bro.
You gotta drink some coffee.
With
man.
goat milk. No, coffee's disgusting. Hey, had a great time meeting you both and learning from you. The sexy bearded guy, Jason.
Oh,
Jason.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right.
Yep. Didn't he win?
I don't know who he win. I think he win.
I thought he won.
But if you go to Mo Solutions and see some cool pictures about like, that was him. He was the guy.
Yeah, I think he was the winner.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Dean, so since Tsunami is a sponsor, are you going to give us consumers a discount? No,
No,
because it's
This
a
is
dealer-only item.
That's a retail.
So,
yeah.
and no, because you guys don't take advantages of discounts. We know this because we've offered them before, and you guys don't hop on them. So, do you actually have any of the audio control Pacific North components in the Bay?
No.
No, we're still waiting for our set. We put in the list of the ones we want. We'll see what happens. Wait, don't you all take vacation in July like all of you? Yes. I'll be gone for 2 weeks. I cannot wait. But no, we have a lot to do, okay? Christian, you know how it is. Yeah, because I don't even know when vacation starts. Oh, vacation starts the week after we get back.
There you go. See Jason win.
Jason won. Yeah, Jason won.
Buddy.
Congratulations. I'm sorry we missed the winning, but I'm not sorry because I got home before midnight and got to bed by midnight. So I was really happy about that. No, actually, we go to Indy. We come back. I work for 3 days. and then I leave for vacation. Yeah. I can't wait. No, I won't be doing any lives or anything like that. My 55-year-old mom did a half marathon a month last year. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Very nice.
And she's only 55, which is like only 4 years older than me. So way to make me feel good. Any good quality middler out there, 2 and 3 inch? I gotta be honest, the best value for middlers going to be the Kenwood, the C2 and the C3 or 3C, 2C. I don't know. There's a C and there's a number or 2 or 3 in there. As far as we've RTA'd them acoustically, pretty badass for the money. There's no doubt about it. Thanks for advice. I guess that I will keep waiting for Maximal Ultras as they have been on back order for a month now. On Crutchfield, apparently people love them. Here's a crazy idea. Forget Crutchfield. Why don't you give Paul a call at 727-216-6170 and he can ship them to you as well. So just an idea. Just you don't have to. I don't. It's his business, not mine. But give Paul a call. He'll ship them out to you. Mm-hmm. If he's got them, he'll ship them to you. He loves money. Christian again, having fun. Where's vacation this year? Fro, it's actually up by you. So we're going to do the Australian Alaska cruise. So we fly into Pacific Northwest. We're gonna do the Space Needle. We're gonna do the market. We're gonna do the underground tour. Remember the underground tour that Matthew talked about?
No.
You don't pay attention. You were
not at all.
Anyways, and then we go to Fiji. That'd be nice. And then we head out to a boat. This is my first cruise, so vacation in Cleveland. Okay, Bob.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Your brother won't even go back, man. There's no way. But yeah, no. There's no. I mean, no. That's too polar. Yeah, well, it's actually the warmest time of the year there, so I'm good with that. But anyways,
sure.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Hey, listen, guys, that's it. We got to get knocking on this BMW because it showed up late, and we need to get some work done on it. Hopefully get it really close to being finished before the day ends. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been 5 Minutes 5-Star. We'll see you later next time. Fernando.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Hello. What's up? Hi, Natasha. This show is brought to you by the fine folks at Morale. That's right. My favorite. What's up, Lino? So we did find out something today, guys, or last night. Fernando was talking with Oscar over at Jay's Tent in Texas. Hi. And we are going to be doing in August the meetup that we were talking about doing. So that's going to be at Jay's Tent in August, right that Thursday before Knowledge Fest. We'll talk about it more as we hammer out the details. There is going to be food. We're getting the list of cars that's going to be there. Brian Mitchell, of course, is going to be there. But we're going to have a little get-together. So we'll start promoting it heavily. It's going to be in Dallas on Thursday. So we'll know more as Fernando's going to hammer out the details, but we just definitely got a definite yet. I don't even know the date other than it's in August in Dallas. So that'll be wonderful. That'll be fun. Nice meetup in Dallas. So hopefully some of you guys will get to come. So that'll be cool. How you doing, Fernando?
Awesome. Bye.
Yeah, doing your favorite?
Yeah.
So it's been one of those days where things just don't always work out the way you would hope. In the end, they comes around, works great, but we learned something new today. Right?
We always learn something.
Always learn something new, whether we want to or not.
You never...
Yeah. Never take it for granted.
Right.
So, yeah. It was fun. Who knew? All right, so here's the deal. For some of you guys out there, if you're doing an Amp Pro CH41 in a Dodge Ram, all right, and you run into any problems, like in this case, let's say the backup cameras get kicked out of the system. They work, but they don't work now for whatever reason. On the Amp Pro, there's a button, all right, that gets used for nothing. Apparently now, if you're in firmware last 2 digits 16, if you press and hold that button until the orange lights go like this, back and forth, and I let go, it'll go green, and then the radio will reboot. And what it's doing is it's forcing a reboot in the factory radio so that it can now tell it, hey, you're in a Dodge Ram and these are the things you need to do. It's supposed to do that automatically, but every now and then it gets a little like, ooh, I'm not going to work the way I'm supposed to, which is normal. A lot of these things do that. So we've never had that problem. Even Jeff was like, ooh, I haven't seen that one before. So learned a new trick today. So that was kind of nice, because that was extremely too stressful for one day. Hey guys, I know you're busy. How can I get on the schedule to install? All right, hold on. How schedule to install either Sounds Good or MTI behind the seat sub with future plans to update all speakers? So the best thing to do is email Paul, and with descriptions and stuff like that of what you want to do. It's spell it all out, 5starcarstereo@gmail.com. Give him all your pertinent information, make, model, year, what it is you're trying to do. Pictures are nice if it's something unusual. But yeah, that's basically the best way to go about doing that. Okay, this isn't working. That's usually the best way to go about doing that. And then what'll happen is if it's something he can figure out on his own, he will. If he needs to get me involved, he'll do that. But something like that, he can probably just get you squared away. But yeah, that's probably going to be your easiest course of action. And then if he doesn't get back to you, then ask again, and we'll have to get involved, which is so much fun because it's really not our job. But whatever, it happens. Techno Express. What happened to the 4-channel kicker key? I can't find it anywhere. Funny you should ask. So nothing has happened to it. It's still being made. However, so a couple last year before last, there was this chip shortage that happened during this. I think it was called COVID. Might be wrong. Anyways, here in the United States, a lot of the things that were associated with it just like magically disappeared. One of the things that didn't disappear though was the chip shortage. The chip shortage is actually still real and still happening, and they are having a hard time, like a lot of manufacturers are, in getting chips for the keys. So that's what's going on. It's just a matter of getting parts for it right now. Those processors are just hard to come by. So yeah, that's where that's at. And which they've talked about on their show before, like, hey, once they become available, they go out to the dealers, and then once the dealers are satisfied, if they have anything left, they'll go out to consumers. So you might want to see if you can get one from another source other than them. Someone mentioned earlier, Sounds Good. They probably don't sell just the amplifier. You could also give Paul a call. He might have one that he can part with. Here at the store, 727-216-6170. If he's got one that he can sell, he can probably do it. I have no idea. I don't get involved in inventory. So, but that's what's going on with it. It'll eventually straighten itself out. Hey, what's up, Bobby? Can you use a Kenwood 6903s in a 2021 Charger with the factory Alpine? The answer is yes, but I don't know if you're going to like it. The reason why I say that is it's designed to work, and it'll do what it's supposed to do as far as make sound. The problem that you run into in that car is that those dash speakers are 2 ohm and not 4 ohm. So when you put in the Kenwoods, or any 3.5 for that matter, what happens is that you lose volume. And that's been kind of the problem that we've been running into, is that nobody makes a good 2 ohm or a 2 ohm, I shouldn't say good, it's just say a 2 ohm 3.5 that we can use to solve this problem, because they just sound like crap. So what you end up having to do is put like a small amplifier in there, which kind of defeats the purpose of replacing the speakers. But yeah, and that's the issue. A lot of people just don't do the upgrade in that properly, and it turns out really bad. You could do a straight 4-channel amplifier on that, with a good high level to low level. It will need load resistors, or you could do a amp. Well, you do an amp pro, but that'll strip the equalization and sound kind of funny. So honestly, the best move would be to just get I'm not going to say small, but like a maybe 50 watt by 4-channel amp. And that'll need, if it's got it'll need the gray LGDs from Audio Control. Connect that in there off of the front 4 channels, so there's going to be 4 channels. You can get the iData harness for that. That's the amplified harness. So it's going to be a D harness, and actually you don't want the D harness. You want the pack harness for that one, I think, because yeah, the D harness wouldn't work. I did all that. I didn't put the shrink wrap on. That was smart. But that would be the best way to get, if you're trying to make it sound better. I mean, and trying to do it like without going like severely crazy on it. But if you want to go crazy, DSR1, some real amplifiers, go nuts. Because you're, at the end of the day, you're just going to get a mediocre upgrade, because it could sound extremely harsh even when you do amplify it, because it doesn't have a tweeter, so they're trying to overcompensate that with how they drive that 3.5 in the dash. So sometimes it's like, ooh, wow, that's kind of nasty. Nasty, baby. They're coming out with a standalone kicker DSP. If that's a question, you know more than us. But that has nothing to do why the kicker is not available. Yeah, sorry. I'm building a harness right now for this car sitting over here. That's what's going on. I'm trying to get some stuff done before the end of the day. Fro's in the house. Yo, I'm working on a video. Wow, Fro. That's crazy. Speaking of videos, hopefully you guys got a chance to see the 6-channel passive crossover, the audio control video today. We had some fun shooting that. I thought it was, I had a blast shooting it, just being able to pass through and show all the functionality that it has in bi-amp mode and whatnot. Tried to give you guys the best ideas of how you might use something like that. There's always the one guy that's like, why don't you just go active? It's like, I kind of thought I addressed that in the video, but some people don't always, don't always pay attention. It's alright, it happens. Try Best Buy. Yeah. Can I use your F-150 install videos for reference on my Bronco? I have a 12-inch screen. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be very similar. I mean, for the most part, all the install videos can be used as reference to do something else. It's just a matter of, is it going to work for you? The harness for the newer Broncos is the square harness, which we've probably not had in an F-150 video, but PAC does make the square harness for that. If it's a BO system, then yeah, you can totally use the F-150 videos for that, because it's going to be identical as far as how that actually connects together. It's just either a Zen or an Amp Pro BO system, and it just done. So yeah, super easy there. Any recommendations for a good cordless soldering iron? Yeah. No. Everyone loves that Milwaukee thing. And honestly, for somebody that doesn't do this like for a living and is mean to it, you'll probably love that Milwaukee. It's actually a pretty solid piece. If you've got the M12 system, you'll love it. Otherwise, I got nothing. However, there is somebody that I have to find it. Chris Bueller from Sony posted it. Somebody makes like this standalone, and it's like one of these. It's like this, but it's all designed to work off of like a 12 or 18 volt cordless drill battery. So somebody like 3D printed all these ends for it. It's really cool. I think I took a picture of it at some point. I don't remember which one it is, but it's like a really awesome home soldering iron that has been converted over to cordless, and it looks really cool because most of the time these cordless things suck. And the other thing too is because the Aussie iron, which is this, doesn't exist anymore. There is a new version of it that's plastic, and Fernando has it and he loves it. So I don't know if even those are available. So yeah, I think if it's just straight like consumer DIY, gonna use it every so often, the Milwaukee will probably get you by. I've gone through like 3 of them though, so I don't even use it anymore. I threw it away. What speakers would go with the Bema? Oh, Kiss tweeters, since they don't come. Man, I have no idea. I mean, if you want something, you're probably gonna want to get something very loud. I don't know what the efficiency is on the Hershey's Kiss tweeter, but probably something that matches along with that. If you want a mid bass. If you want something that's still mid-bassy but loud, I would check out the Rockford Pro Series speakers. I really dug those. We've done a couple of those in the past. And what I liked about those is those would typically handle a lower crossover point than most of these loudspeakers. Like they don't sound like big tweeters. You can actually get some deeper mid-range out of it that's really nice. I would not put them in my car. However, if I had to recommend something, I do like the Rockford loudspeakers. I think they're kind of cool. Alright. Sorry. Kicker key. Buy amped. I didn't catch what vehicle it was for. It was for the Alpine system in a Dodge, so there's really no reason to put the kicker key in there. You don't really need to do any of that. I mean, you could, but we found it typically doesn't work all that well. Mr. Dean multitasking. Oops, no shrink wrapping. I'm gonna bust around my awesome wrap moves. Well, just finishing up the harness here. So this one supposedly is going to work off of these factory RCAs. That's probably one. That's why I'm trying to get this done before we go home. Because I don't think it's going to work all that well. Probably going to need noise filter. But hey, one is trying to keep hope alive. So we'll see. I have to add in all my little triggers here. And then I got to go back and open this back up because... Oh no. It's on the back of the radio. I don't have to open it. Ooh, cool. Forgot about the reverse wire, but on these Kenwoods, they put the ground and the reverse wire on the back of the radio because this is just the basic audio plug that they have. So all this stuff that's not being used, like this doesn't have steering wheel controls, and this still has a brown mute wire, which is kind of weird. So I like to just tape them up and do this, get them all out of the way. 2020 there is Subaru with Starlink replacing all speakers and adding sub. Where would I... You know, it's funny you should ask that because McNulty is doing one of those right now. You might want to give him a call. Christopher McNulty, you know, the Audison tech support guy. He's actually working on that car as we speak. So you might want to give him a call, Danny. If you don't have his number, text me. I'll get you his number. Because we were talking about that car yesterday. And to answer your question, nobody makes shit for that car. So, like, nobody makes nothing. So... Blonde face, Alpine 6x9s, and oh yeah, still 2 of them. How was the Orca training? Fernando, Lino wants to know how the Orca training was.
Oh, that was phenomenal.
Was it phenomenal? It was phenomenal. I gotta be honest with you, I was so busy doing other things. Fernando was the one walking around with the camera, filming everything. I got to get some connectors. So I was outside a lot of the time working on the amp rack I had to build and sweating my butt off. So I had a great time. And I think everyone we talked to had a great time. But did everybody have a great time?
I think so.
I know at nighttime we all had a great time. I mean, everyone knocked their projects out.
Yeah.
So I take that back. On Saturday, I helped Boston Mike finish his project.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he had to leave to go to his son's graduation. So I did get to help him with that. And I sanded all the project. On Wednesday when we got there, I did the sanding so that Brian could cover them or cover his demo. So yeah, love sanding. When do I know when I need a capacitor? I'm assuming you mean like a voltage capacitor. I gotta be honest with you, I haven't used one of those in years. Not a big fan. I don't think they serve the purpose like they once did. So I honestly don't know. You need a capacitor. You need a battery. Said on my birthday. Look at that. Happy birthday in Alaska. Yeah. I was celebrating on a plane. That's always exciting. Hi, guys. What's up? For a 2023, what are some good 4-inch speakers? Man, leave them. Don't replace the 4-inch speakers. If you're trying to replace the 4-inch speakers with another 4-inch speaker, don't. You're wasting your time. That 4-inch factory G speaker is the bomb. If you're going to replace anything, put in a 6.5. Don't try to replace that 4. You're not going to find a better 4 than what is in there. Alpine did a really nice job on that 4. So when we did last year when we did the Moscone training there, and we did Brian's daughter's Jeep, so you guys don't remember that, we didn't even replace the 4. We just put flax tweeters in the dash, and then we put those Orca 8-inch-ish weird subwoofer, but we didn't use them as subwoofer. We used them mid-range underneath the front seats. But no, you don't replace those 4s. If you want to put a new speaker in there, just get the 6.5-inch brackets. PAC makes them now. Metro still makes them. You'll get a much better experience. But I can tell you, if it's the base model Jeep, meaning non-branded, no subwoofer, just put a new set of 3.5s in it, leave those 4s, and you'll be happy. Get the Kenwood C2s up in there, 3Cs, or not 2s, 3s, C3s, or 3Cs, I don't remember what it is. But for the non-branded, they don't have a factory amp. Those things sound awesome. Thanks, I looked around and could not find it. Yeah, I searched all day yesterday for something for him for that. Couldn't find it either, so nothing going on there. All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Thanks, Dean. You're welcome. Hey, Dean. Get a supplementary battery. Yes, definitely. A supplementary battery is the way to go. I like excess power. I like excess power, too. Popping when turning on the Mustang radio with DSR1. Really? So one of the things that DSR1 doesn't have, which kind of is annoying, is a timer. So it's everything is turning on at once could be the problem. There's a couple things you can do to figure out if that's the case. And what I would do first off is disconnect the remote turn-on wires from the amplifiers, grab a friend, have them turn the car on, go 1, 2, 3, and tap it and see if you get a turn-on pop. If you don't get the turn-on pop, then Metro makes a piece here, which is called the AXPS, which is a versatimer that's made to stop pop. You can add a delay on and a delay off to the system. I'd also check your grounds, but normally we've never gotten a pop in a Mustang, so it could be the equipment also. But the simplest way to test it is to add a delay somewhere. So the only delay you can really add is holding, at the amplifier. So go back and watch it, and you hopefully try that. Give it a once over. Yep, AXPS. Yep, that's it. So what that'll do And that's why you're counting those 3 seconds, because that is designed to, you can then go in and add those 3 seconds back in. Make life better. You know, so if that works, then that'll be the device that you want. All right, so what we're gonna do here real quick, just so the suspense doesn't kill me all night while I'm trying to edit videos and, you know, have a normal night, is we're going to plug in this radio to the factory amplified system and make sure that we get what we're looking for. Look at Fernando back there having fun. You having fun, Fernando?
Oh my god, this is the best thing ever. You know?
Oh, I know. I can see it in your eyes.
This is best thing in our audio and our backup cameras.
It'd be really nice if this harness would plug in. Okay. Seems to be plugging in. Alright. My neck, my back. Say it, Fernando. Somebody's singing for you. Alright.
Nobody can sing like me.
Definitely no one can sing like you. Your camera,
We should
parking
do a
guy.
5-star karaoke night.
Oh, 5-star karaoke night? You think? That might be fun.
We're gonna do it in Dallas.
We'll do it in Dallas. Do it at Jay's.
The Jays, yeah.
Do it at Jay's. Okay. Finish. Alright, radio. Waiting. RDS tuner, waiting. Karaoke at Hooters. No. Actually, they do karaoke every like Monday night at Hogan's Beach Club.
Where?
Hulk Hogan has the beach club.
Oh, really?
So they do like karaoke night there.
Are they still open?
Well, the new one that's on Clearwater Beach. I'm down for that. All right, Brian. All right, I'd like to hear Brian sing. You know, he'd probably do something like, I mean, you know, I had the time of my life or something.
Brian
Mitchell.
I can see with a hat, totally
Oh, he would-
singing like Frank Sinatra style.
Yeah. All right, so I have absolutely no audio.
From?
From this radio, and the plug just came undone.
I mean, what's new?
I know. Let's try this again. This is what we have. This is today. Hey Brian, happy birthday. Remember me? Is it his birthday?
Brian's birthday?
I didn't know it was his birthday.
Huh?
Really? I don't. Is it?
Junk.
Hey, we got sound.
Respect your pubic region with
Ooh, respect your.
gentle and easy pubic hair care from America's #1 trusted man.
Not exactly what I was hoping to hear, but okay.
Be gentle with the pubic.
Be gentle with the pubic hairs.
Wow, what are you listening to, dude?
I mean, it was a commercial. Hey, do me a favor. I need a test for noise.
Huh?
I need a test for engine noise.
You need to what?
Could you shut this door at the back for a second? Just drape it down. I just need it. Not his birthday. Oh, my birthday. Just. You can do it, man. You can do it. Thank you guys for all the help. I've learned a lot and respect. Hey, no, thank you. Wow. Could you shut this door? Sorry. You're the best.
Now you asked him.
Here, why don't you hop in too? Because we all know I can't hear.
What are we looking for?
Oh, let me close this window. We're checking for engine noise.
Are you
Jesus.
kidding me?
Yeah,
Like-
that's like so bad.
Yes.
Um,
Super.
Hold that for a second.
It's a lot of engine noise. A lot. It's probably like 12 dB.
Oh yeah, it's yeah. Even I can hear that. That's so bad.
They probably can hear that one.
They can probably hear it too. Yeah, because I asked for the other harness and he didn't give it to me. So
What?
I asked for the old harness that they make for this.
They can still hear.
Hey, there we go. It's gone.
No, I can still hear.
No, it's just the rears. Yeah, that's just the rears. The front, it's gone. I think he's gone. Did he leave? Did he say he was leaving?
Yeah, he's gone.
All right, well here. Tell you what, you stand there for a minute. Look sexy. I'm gonna see if I can grab him.
What up, guys? What's going on? Oh, Fernando, what's up? Brian Mitchell, can you shut the garage door as well, please? No, actually, we had the door closed because it was so hot, so we have to close it.
It says goodbye. He means goodbye.
Huh?
It says goodbye and he's gone.
Woo! Over there, buddy.
You're in my seat. All right, so, all right. Well, at least we know we can fix it with that.
Yeah, it's
It's what?
no, the door.
What door?
When it's so hot, we shut the door because.
Yeah, we actually had the door shut today.
All right.
Yeah, just unplug it all. Just unplug the main harness.
The main harness.
Yeah, one right there. There you go. Wish him a happy birthday, like Knucklehead.
What?
No, I'm just having.
That doesn't hurt.
I'm not trying to hurt you. Why is everything got to be like, well, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. The kid thinks everything's got to hurt him. He's gonna learn today. All right, so hypothesis was right. We thought we were gonna have noise. Could also be that the pin in there that's supposed to be the shield ground has pushed itself out. Engine noise hurts me. Engine noise hurts me too. However, so there's this wire here which is supposed, and it's not where it's supposed to be. So it got pushed in. So that might mean that that's the issue, is that's what I said, this harness isn't plugging in. Today seems to be that day because we had that problem on the previous car we did right before this. The wire didn't want to plug in. So let's pull that back into place. And we're going to fix this harness. Question, 2021 July, where do you guys install the amps? There is no room. Haha. Correct. I honestly don't remember where we put them because we just did one in my buddy's truck. Do you remember where we put the amp in Keith's truck?
I'm gonna go play.
Where?
I'm
Keith's truck?
gonna go inside.
Where would
Simmons?
the amplifier?
You remember in his caddy, the big SUV? Do you remember we put the amp
It's
for
not
that?
on the side.
I thought it was in the side.
Yeah.
Didn't we hide it in the side?
I think so.
We went with the Rockford though, right?
Yeah.
The small.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we went with the mini Rockford amplifiers and we put it in the driver's rear side panel. Might not help you, but so it's what we did earlier today too. We did a Dodge Ram where we put a. Let's unplug the plug and see what it does. Ooh, that plugged in that time. We took one of the M1000s. Speaking of noise, is it really the only thing you hate about it? No, that's not the only thing I hate about the Dayton DSP. That's the big thing though. The fact that it only handled 2 volts is kind of important. Hey, could you hear if you still have noise?
Of course.
I think I do. I think I can still hear it. You can still hear it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, you know what? Hang on. Let me plug the RCA's in. Ah! What about now?
I got nothing.
You got no noise?
Yeah, it's just.
Oh yeah, Jesus, that's terrible. Okay. All right, so that didn't help. The ground pin for the amplifier got pushed out like the last car, so I was just seeing if that helped. And that's a no. I hate this harness. This is a terrible harness. I should die. I hate this harness. Sucks so bad. Oh well. We hear it loud and clear.
Exactly.
Yeah. So in this case, the simple solution for this is the SNI1 noise filter. This is also what you'd use in like a GM, older GM that has Bose and you get noise. With the 24-bit, not the 29-bit. The 29-bit should clear it up and shouldn't be because it's just made better. But the 24-bit systems would do it, and of course these Toyotas do it. They used to make this harness without, a little different. I guess it wouldn't have mattered, but yeah, so I had one here sitting on my desk, so that'll solve that. And then we'll get one tomorrow from Paul, because he ran out of here. He leaves at 6 apparently. So one other trick. So this is, like I said earlier, this is one of the Kenwoods that has the reverse wire and the green parking brake wire. We'll just call it the light green wire. And it is located here on the back of the radio. This little guy right here. And what we're gonna do, hey, can I borrow you for a second?
Sure. What are we doing?
Just hold that right like that.
Okay.
So Metra, you can buy ring terminals without the little blue obnoxious things on them that I pull off anyways. So thank you, Metra, for doing that. We're going to do this real quick so that it will be in place. And I know this is gonna be crazy. I just crimped it, but now I'm gonna solder it. Ooh. Because I'm not. Okay,
You putting here shrink?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Good.
Relax. Wait, it's a 1. Yeah, sorry.
I don't remember.
Somewhere in here there it is. So now what we'll do is we'll pull out one of these factory screws. I'll move my hand in a second.
Can see it.
The chassis of this radio is a ground, okay? So this metal, once it's attached into, once the plug goes in, this is all one big ground.
Make sure the screw doesn't fall.
Make sure the screw doesn't fall, thank you. And so we'll just pull out one of these screws. Twist this guy up out of the way. There we go. It's done. That light green wire is no longer going to be a problem. How sexy is that?
We're gonna make it short right there.
Yep. Just make it short. There you go. Hitting how bad it is if I install a JBL GTO 6902 3-ohm speaker on a Kenwood Exelon that says in the manual that is a minimum ohm of 4 ohm speaker. So the reason why JBL switched over to that 3-ohm speaker is because that was not going to cause issues with these radios made by other manufacturers like Kenwood, Alpine, Sony, JVC. So technically it should be fine. And why that is because even Kenwood makes the 174 Exelon 174s, KFC something X174 is a 3-ohm speaker. So you should be totally cool with that. It's just, it's one of those things they put on the box and they strongly recommend. So, yeah, you should be good. I know, right? It's always the little things. All right, let's see what we got here. It looks like Dean nail is growing. No, it's still crap. The finger's totaled, so the nail really won't do anything. When running the Focal iSub in a 3-way setup, what do I need to know about sizing the mid-range and tweeter? My factory door location can fit a larger mid-range. I'm not sure the best size to use. It's funny you should mention that because that was something we talked about this weekend, and the consensus that I got from everyone is that if you have room for a 4-inch, then you're going to want to run a 4-inch. However, in most current cars, that's not possible. So the reality is if it's caught. If you can fit a 3-inch, it's going to be better than a 2-inch. So a 3-inch is better than a 2-inch. A 4-inch is better than a 3-inch. And that's kind of kind of what I got from that, the conversation. But, you know, if you could, sometimes you got to fit what works. But for that, you also want to keep it all focal. So don't mix and match brands if you can avoid that. Because when you at least stick to one manufacturer, 9 times out of 10 that manufacturer has an idea of what they want their speakers to sound like, and that typically carries through the whole line, that is. So if you like go, let's say like a set of Focal tweeters and a set of Morel mid-range, you might be surprised in how bad it sounds. So something to keep in mind there. From the Fury, I pulverized it in a roundover bed in a router back in probably 16 years ago. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Just bought a new camera that day. If you want to look up when the Canon D30D came out, 30D, that's when I did it because I bought the camera the day before. So, and it had just come out. It was really exciting to buy a brand new camera and then kill your camera with it because this is your finger. So, ooh, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, that totally sucked. Like, so bad. Did all the older Tahoes and Yukons come with factory amps? They seem fairly powerful for a basic system. Most of them did. So there was 2 places for the amplifier, 3 places for the amplifier. It was behind the glove box or underneath the center console. And in the really old ones, it was in the very back driver's side next to the subwoofer. As time went on, they stopped putting the subwoofer back there because they realized what was the point of putting a subwoofer a mile away. And when they did that, they moved the amplifier into the center console. But on the amplified base model systems, there was a small amplifier that was in the glove box. But there was no sub in that particular vehicle usually. That was usually in like the EXTs where it was super long, and you would put the rear speakers, the very far back rear speakers, were on those channels. So when you replace the amplifier, or when you bypass the amplifier, which you typically had to do, you would lose the rear 2.5s back there. This is the longest 5 minutes ever, Dean. It's always a long 5 minutes. I mean, that's why we do these things, because it's, we have time. So we take it up. But looking at the clock, it is time to go. Let's see, what do we got here? Just bought a 2016 Canon SRX. Any recommendations for speakers? Upgraded. Oh, no, I don't have anything. It's gonna be Bose. That means it's gonna suck. Now the 90D is out. LOL. So these are 80s. This is an 80 here. We are getting ready to switch all our cameras over. So we have been using the M-body cameras with Canon, the camera talk. So we have like M50s, M50 Mark IIs. We have an M6, we have an M100. We never got the 200 because they didn't sell it. I could never get it as just a body, so I didn't bother to get it. But we're going to switch all of that over to the R bodies because that seems to be where Canon is going with their system, is everything is just going to be an R body. So there's no reason for us to keep supporting or spending money on the older stuff. So we're in the process of figuring out what R bodies we're going to go with. The 5 is a little long in the tooth. We're probably going to replace that by the end of the year, so we're not going to grab the 5 yet. We have a new R6 Mark II, should be here Friday for us to kind of start figuring out, what it can do. One of the things that we, Fernando suggested, and I was all for, we were taking pictures with our phones, which was really stupid. So we started bringing the 5D on the trips with us, which takes up a lot of room. So the thought is we'll just switch everything over to ours, and that way we can have a really nice photo camera as well as a really nice video camera in that body style. So that is the plan moving forward. Plus it's a full-size sensor instead of the crop sensor that's on the M body, so that'll make the video quality even more exciting. So I like that because I like awesome video quality. So we're just trying to figure out how these are going to work in our workflow. But yeah, so that's been camera talk. I know you guys are enthralled with camera talk. It's so exciting. Now it's boring as hell. What's best way to get more mid-bass in a 2020 Silverado? Man, that is a good question. You really have to sound treat the hell out of those doors. Like a lot to get. So if you haven't done an amazing sound treatment job, like I would start there because those doors typically rattle really bad. You may also want to try that little magical arc device. That might give you better bass. You could call and talk to Brian at Arc about it, but you may want to try the Arc Audio BXM, the Arc Audio BXM. That might help you out a lot on that one because it does some equalization stuff in it that's really cool. But if you want to know more about, we had Brian talk about that on the show, but you can always give Arc a call. But that might help you out. I don't know. But definitely sound treating the hell out of that door is the place to start. Those fancy Alpine restyle kits for the JLJT, can you run it without the Maestro RR2? I want to use it in a different application. Technically, yes. However, you would lose all of the advanced features like air conditioning controls, gauge clusters and stuff like that. Those would all disappear because that's all done through data into that radio. So that would be the caveat for that. You might want to just look at going with the 511 as just a standalone screen. That might be a better move. I don't know what you're trying to do. But ow, that hurt a lot. We just got caught on that. But yeah, that might be better. Unless you're just trying to make like a retro style thing, in which case I get it. This fits so good. Yeah, look at that. Okay. I don't even know why I'm still doing this. I should go home. This day is just not meant to be any better than it is. Is there a difference in GUIs between an R and R2? I haven't used an R2 yet. No, so the difference between an RR and an RR2... Hang on. My finger got caught on the kit. Cracked something. Alright, so RR, plug it in. It's what it is. RR2, 2 data bus systems built into it, so that's why some of the cars you can only use an RR2, but the idea behind an RR2 is that it can be Bluetooth programmed, so you actually don't have to take it over to the laptop. You can wire it up into the car and flash it that way. Still seems counterproductive because you need to get the instruction manual, so I always end up just flashing it. What also makes the RR2 special is that it has 3 EXT outputs. So they're 3 programmable, just like an alarm system. It's where, you know, if you've done an alarm in the past, which we all have, most alarms that come out with EXTs that you could program to do things. That has the same thing. And so what that means is you can, let's say, you're doing one of the advanced kits where they have extra buttons, and or you want to make one of your steering wheel controls an advanced button. So like volume up, if you press and hold volume up, It could do EXT1, which could be turn on LED lighting or open a garage door if you want to solder that in. So there is that. Right now, I think those are done on a separate application, but that's really the big difference between a 1 and 2. Those three things. Just trying to get this done. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so here we go. This is what I'm working on. Yep. Yeah, sexy. Ooh, look at that. How cool is that? Multitasking. All right. Can I put it 8s in the doors also? Of what? Alpine or an F-150? Sure. Chevy. It's tight, but you can do it. Would be used in a 1995 Defender, no computers. Yeah, so I mean, at the end of the day, it's still just an Alpine screen. So all of the screeny things will still do what they're supposed to do. But like I said, you may want to just look at the 11. There are a couple hacks where you can move the brain and whatnot, or just look at a high 10. Because the high 10 it's got a 1.5-foot cable, and you get like a 5-foot cable. Just want switchable outputs on a big screen. Yeah, check out the high 10. Yeah, POC, programmable output channels. Yep. It was one of those things that Mark Rutledge and I would argue over, because he would call them POCs, and I'd call them EXTs, and we would argue about that. And I'm like, listen, I hate your acronyms, so I'm just going to call them what I remember, which is EXTs. But yeah, programmable output channels, POC. It's POC, Fernando. It's POC. Remember the other day we were trying to figure out, we knew it wasn't EXT on the RR2? It's POC, programmable output channels.
POC?
Yeah, remember? Because Mark would be...
NPOs?
NPOs? I don't know. Not programmable outputs? Who the heck knows? Would you prefer the DSR1 if they keep or high 10? DSR1. If we're talking about a Jeep, I'd still do a DSR1. I really like the DSR1. Now, keep in mind, that's if they have the 8-inch screen. If they have that small little crappy screen in the Jeep, that thing's gone. And I'm putting in a high 10. You know, so it just really comes down to what I'm doing. 8-inch screen, DSR1. 7-inch, 5-inch, high 10. I just, you're not going to get the enjoyment you are out of that little tiny ass screen. It's just no fun. You ready to go?
Can you put it in reverse?
I would love to put it in reverse. It's what I live for.
Hang on, not yet.
Hang on, not yet. All right, I'm gonna sit here until you tell me you're ready to go.
Please.
Now, just sit here.
Just sit down.
All right, I'm just gonna sit down.
Enjoy.
Oh,
Take your time.
POC is from the CompuStar remote start. Yeah, so it might be NPOs.
Exactly, they are NPOs.
You think they're NPOs?
100%.
Okay. I don't know. I don't really remember. I just call them EXTs. Steve's having a fun time with it, so.
Who?
OG Steve. You know him. You've seen him. Good night, guys. No, good night to you. And with that, we're going to let you guys go and have a great rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in and give us our time. This has been 5 Minutes with 5 Star. You guys, we'll talk to you later. Good morning, Fernando.
It's too early for this.
It's like 11 o'clock, dude.
It's too early for this.
It's always too early for this. Well, good evening, good day, good whatever it is. Yeah, I mean, sure, let's go that way. It's just too early, so it immediately makes me thunk. Makes me thunk. We'll go with that. Sure, it works.
Dun, 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 dun.
You need help. We have an
F-250.
F-250. It doesn't look like an F-250.
What are you talking about?
It doesn't.
Dude,
I mean,
it's only an F-250.
I know, I'm just saying, though, it doesn't look like
What
an
does it look
F-250.
like?
I mean, it looks like an F-150 with the front end. I mean, it's low, for one. Like, it's not high. Most F-250s are gigantic.
I love this car.
No, you don't. You absolutely hate this car. All right. Here's what we got. We don't have to say so. Here's what we got. Why do you keep saying so?
Because I love this.
That's terrible.
No.
It's so bad. It's irritating.
Okay.
That's what I have to edit all those out.
So?
I'm gonna kill you. We have this. This is right here. All right. That means today we're going to be removing this and reinstalling it properly. Let's kind of walk through where this all went wrong. First off, what amp is this? This is the 800.1. So this is the 800.1. You guys off, this is an F250, same as an F150. This is aluminum. And you guys often ask about, can I ground using the aluminum? And we always tell you, hey, go with God. Typically the answer is no, run it to the front. That's why we have that wire right there. We're going to be running this power and ground up to the front. But then I always say, hey, there is a factory ground point located right here. There's another one located right over there on the other side. Those are the two factory ground points. So if you are so inclined to use a factory ground point in this aluminum car, this here is where you want to do it. I don't recommend it. But this is the point here. Not here, because it's not steel. We have no idea. That's not a, no. You're gonna get electrolysis. You didn't measure the resistance. It's terrible. Now, the other thing too is, and then I totally get it. Like, you might not be a kicker dealer, and I understand that. However, the kicker base knob plugs in right here, and you can pick them up pretty much anywhere, like 25 bucks. And that is the proper way to add a base knob to this amplifier. All right. They decided not to do that. They decided that they are going to run a 17-foot RCA all the way up to the front to that piece right there, and then another one all the way back here to this amplifier. I have no idea what this high level to low level looked like, or what it was connected to, or where it went. I just see the wire is somewhere over here with this remote turn on. You kind of see it dancing right there, so that goes that way somewhere. I have no idea. I mean, if you wanted to do this, like you couldn't get the right bass knob, well then you should have tapped that speaker, high level to low level there, short RCA into there, and then the RCA back. There's a million different ways to do this properly, and this ain't one of them. Now, so far superficial. That's just like crappy install. However, that right there, that is what irritates the shit out of me. And that is because if you look back here, guess what that is? That's right. That's the drywall screw that they used. Apparently they're trying to screw it into the bed of the truck. That's the drywall screw they used. There's a second one over a little further that is just the nipple. So now the nice thing is we never have to worry about it rusting, because it's never going to rust, right? Actually, the screw will rust, but the truck never will because it's aluminum. Yay. Why they did that is beyond me. You literally could have gone up an extra inch. You could have drywall screwed it into this, because this doesn't go out to the car. This is a hollow chamber. This is like this deep. Like another inch would have got you. However, they decided to put it here, which smashed it up against this, and in doing so, they smashed this out. So this is the flapper, so when you close your doors, you know, it doesn't knock the windows out. But it's not connected, so here in Florida, it rains every day. Water is literally just going to come right into this, and it kind of feels like it's already gotten that, because this is not good. So this is like tree water coming in. So this needs to be popped out, pulled back into place. I mean, really class. And then, so the ground that they used is the posi ground, whatever, which is a nice bolt. It's in the wrong spot. So use the right bolt, did it the wrong way. Let me hop in here for a second. Sorry, can you fold that up for me? Just click it up for 1 second. I want to show the firewall. And then the firewall. So they drilled a hole. So they did that right. But they didn't put any other, they put a grommet in. There again, so close, but then they didn't put any silicone or strip caulk into it. So now water is going to leak down into that. And I guarantee you, water will leak down into that. There's no question of it. It will happen. Let's move over to the battery. So here's the battery. these fuse holders suck. You can properly mount them. Like if this is mounted to something, they don't suck. This application totally suck. If you have to do something as janky as this, make sure to put an extra zip tie around this, because what happens is these start to wear out and they start to melt, which they will melt. This is going to pop off, and then you have two exposed bolts here, these big ass bolts that are, I don't know, directly connected to the battery, which means that guess what's going to happen? You got so much extra here, it could short out, pow, melt the wire. Who the hell knows? It's just, this is the wrong way to do it. So, I mean, yeah, we got one zip tie here. So cool. All right, so that's crap. Dude, what's up? I'm chasing termites. Of course you are. That's what you do. So, there we go. Now, I don't know where they tapped in for the high level to low. So, it's got to be over here somewhere, because that's where that wire runs. Let's see. Ooh, okay. Well, here's the remote turn-on wire. It's there again. You really didn't need on that amplifier because it has DC on and off. And in an F-150, that actually works great. Alright, so there's the wire there. Alright, so they tapped the rear door, which in an F-150 is, yeah, there we go. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm assuming it can't be good. Like, this doesn't make any sense at all. We got some exposed wire, that's pretty cool. This looks some severe half-assery going on. So pretty awesome. Can't wait to get this panel off. We'll solder that back together. But other than this connection looking like total blah, this is not the speaker you tap into pretty much any install, because this is going to be actively crossed over. Smaller driver in a Ford, whether it's amplified or not, that is the speaker you want. Even if it has a subwoofer, these are the speakers you want. The subwoofers in the Fords do some strange stuff. Don't tap into those. Always tap into the front mid-bass. Driver's, passenger, doesn't matter. Yay. Hoping test tape. There's no test tape in this vehicle at all. Alright, so should we see what the used to tap into the fuse box? Alright, let's see what we got here. So we're still doing preliminaries on this. Let's see what we got. Now, we are going to be putting a new radio in this, as well as rewiring it, so we're doing an MFT1 kit. We'll come back later today and do a before and after video. I think that would be kind of cool. Is the light still over there? Oh, where did I put it? Paul. Here we go, let's grab a light. Let's see how they did this. Oh, cool. Sorry, they did do that properly. So they used a tap. There again, I mean, I don't know what they used to crimp that. These are shrink wrappable too. They should have heated this up, and that would have made a really nice bond on that. But, well, that's cool. At least they use that. So this is one of those weird situations where it seems like they had access to all the right parts in order to do the install. Like they had the posi screws, they had the right tap. This is the good Stinger Pro wire. Like everything about it is nice. Like they had their hands to do the right things. It's the execution was crap. It's kind of sad. All right, guys, that's what we got. This is what we're dealing with. When we're done later today, we'll come back on and we'll show you the after. So severe half-assery, correct. It's hard to see people getting screwed over by people who don't care about their quality of work. Yeah, and this is a weird one because like it should have. They used all the right stuff. They just did a bad job. I don't know. All right, we'll see later today what this turns out and looks like. We'll see if we can do a better job on it. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you this afternoon. Bye. The hell is that? That was the speaker wire?
Yeah, this is let me explain you.
That's not.
Yes.
It's not.
You know.
You know, it might be better just to pull these off and put ring terminals on them.
Well, that's the only thing you have to do.
Yeah, I know.
You know, if you're not gonna do a good job,
Well, of course you're not. Well,
if you're not good at soldering, just put terminals. That's it. You know.
Okay. All right, guys. So earlier today we came on with this.
Arturo for a second.
I know. No, I didn't. I didn't have the. I got to get the voice back. Earlier today. Anyways, we went and showed you this F-250 that we're fixing. Yeah, I know. Well, that's actually the Stinger cord. That's the Stinger 12 gauge, and we're in the home stretch here. The last thing that we needed to do was check the sub wire. Because one of the subs didn't play, and I was like, yeah, we should probably pull it apart. And actually, Fernando was like, yeah, we should probably pull it apart. So we pulled them apart, and luckily we did, because yeah, it sucked. So we'll just leave it at that. So he's finishing that up. Let me get this seat pulled down here, and we'll take a look. So for those of you that didn't catch this morning's, probably go back and catch this morning's, and that'll make sense more of what's going on here. So the 800.1 is now mounted in place. This is our amp rack. These are nuts inserted into place now instead of the drywall screws through the bed. We did add some, which you can see there, we added some sound treatment onto that, keep any water from dripping into the vehicle. TechFlex red, TechFlex black over the dual run of power wire. Still chasing termites. Well, I mean, you know, you need to do that so you'll have enough money to buy more car stereo equipment, Christian. So those are done there. So that's the amplifier. Came down this side of the car, replaced the bass knob. So this is the actual kicker bass knob now, as opposed to running two RCAs down the side of the car. So as you can see, run new RCA, same 4000 series RCAs, but he wanted all this stuff back. So new 4000, the actual kicker bass knob, all his old stuff is sitting right there, except for the fuse holder sitting there. New radio in the dash, so MFT1 iData kit in the dash, Kenwood 908 and 908 or 958. It's one or the other, I don't remember, but so that is all set and ready to go. And then the fuse holder, if you guys saw the fuse holder this morning, which you all did. So here is the new fuse holder mounted in place. Don't have to worry about that coming loose. And then power and ground connected, reran the power wire, marine wire, that's why it's yellow. We've talked about that enough. I feel everyone knows that by now. So there we go. Soldered all the wires back together on this side. So there was this all got soldered and fixed. It's ridiculous. So we put that back together, all the side back together. So we took out all his wiring. It's all right there. This was what was behind there. We saw. So this is what we had going on behind there. I don't really sure. Yeah, cool. And this is just obviously the one, so there was another one, but that's super sexy. So it's all good to go. We drilled a bigger hole, and then did you sound treat it from in here, or you did it from in here, right? Yeah.
I did it from the outside.
Yeah, so there is the gooing of the hole. So all good there. Won't have to worry about any water or anything getting in through the car through that. And that's it. That's what we got. So we got a much nicer looking system. Factory speakers. Honestly, I don't know what is in here, if it's factory or not. That wasn't part of this particular concern. I did have to fix the driver's door over there. It wasn't clicked into place. They had bent the clip And so this was sticking out like 1/4 inch, so I took it all off, and then this screw fell out, and I was like, oh, that's cool. So I put this screw in, and then and got it to snap into place so it's nice and flush. So I'm assuming there's probably some speakers in here. Let's hope not. That'll probably be next. I'm assuming he's probably going to come back at some point and get an amplifier for those, in which case we'll just pull this amp rack out and continue on with our amp rack. We have this all the way over, and we just make it the size we need it to, depending on what we're doing. In this case, it was just a sub amp, so we make a small version of it. And then we snap this back in. As you remember, this was sticking. The dat had fallen out or gotten pushed out. We pulled that back into place. So that's all good there. So yeah, that's what we got going on. So yay! We're just waiting to hear it now. So once we get those, I like this. So this is what he had. This is what they did to go through the little speaker cups. They did this. Stupid. You guys like the 911, so it's so sad. It's so sad. Let's see if I can reach the floor mat. I reached the floor mat. How could mess up a simple install so bad? You know, you say that, but the reality is that it happens all the time. And there again, these guys used all the good parts. I mean, it had 4000 series RCA, had Stinger blue wire, which is the more expensive than the red wire. So we'll get cars in here all the time that they bought all the nice stuff, and they still, you know, as you've seen. I mean, we had a guy come in with Camaro, and they had Stinger 8000 series RCAs that the way they ran them, the seat went back in and it crushed the RCAs. Crushed them, you know. So you're talking hundreds of dollars of RCAs are going into the trash can. What's up, Brian? You guys do it right? We try. I mean, that's the goal here, is that we always try to deliver on the promise of amazing car audio, put in the best way possible. So, and there again, yes, this is something basic, as it would seem, but it's not. If you're running at 100 miles an hour and you trip over a small rock and you fall on your face, you tripped over a small rock? It doesn't matter. But you know, a lot of these guys are just trying to churn this stuff out, and stuff like this just kind of falls through the cracks because it's something simple. We got to get it out the door, and you know, it's everything's. I like the ice crust. I like my ice crusted, not my RCAs. Oh, come on, man. Just need some Chick-fil-A lemonade with ice cream. Yummy. But anyways, that's that. So we promised we'd come back to show you what it looks like. What's up, Johnny? And it's much prettier now. He's finishing up the subwoofer. We'll get those speaker cups all taken care of, plug it back in. Does the music sound better in a smaller or larger vehicle? You mean like bass? Honestly, I don't know. I've never really thought about it like that. Yummy. I know. I knew that'd get you, Brad. I never really thought about it like that. Like bass, yeah. Like if you're sitting there and you're like, I want the most amazing bass. It's like, well, get a truck that we can put big subs in, and yeah, it'll sound great. But I mean, overall, I don't know. Like Brian's car is a freaking little tiny Cadillac, and it's one of the best sounding cars on the planet. So I don't know. I guess it just depends what you're trying to do. Now, you know, like when you look at like the Bobby Gately experiences, those are all big vehicles. You're not going to get that sound in a small vehicle. So I guess it just depends on what you're trying to do. I wish you guys were in the Pacific Northwest. Not me, man. It's too cold. I like music with the windows down. I like it with the top down. That's why I have a convertible. Paying twice sucks. Paying twice does suck, and it is one of the reasons why I hate talking about 911s, because at the end of the day, this guy paid money for the first time and now he's paying money again, and it's like, that sucks. So whatever, it's not fun. Shop is looking good. I'm liking all the shelves. I like all the shelves too. We just need to find time to actually put stuff away. That like we actually have like storage. You know, we have all these toolboxes, and for one, we don't know where we put anything, which is kind of amusing. Two, some of these are full. Like these were full because they're the original, but these over here have like nothing in them because we haven't had time to like figure out what needs to go in them. There is no 911 videos in the queue. Like, we have not filmed any 911s on purpose. I know it's stupid because, like, they get, like, the most watched ever. But I honestly hate filming them because it's just, it's so frustrating to... But I tell you what, the next one we get, whatever it is, we'll film it, and you guys can just sit back and revel in the joy that it is. But I hate it. You cannot understand how much it just pisses me off to see somebody have to pay us to fix something that they paid for once already. When running high-end speakers in DSP, how much does the amp play a part in the setup? Very little. If you're talking like a two-piece where you have the DSP, other than setting the gains right, that's really about all it does. And honestly, as long as you get the gains good enough, the volume control in the DSP will probably do more of it. I personally, I'm an all-in-one guy, so I like DSP amplifiers. That to me is much better, and I just like that. You know, here's two amazing examples of that. Look at that. Ooh, the Moscone 610 AB class DSP amplifier, and then of course its big brother, the 830. That doesn't have a DSP, but they make the D, and there used to be a nice ARC audio sitting here, but you've not put it back yet.
Me?
Yeah, why do I gotta do everything? Yeah, you're the one that moved it. But yeah, so you want a good amp. Obviously you want a good amp. That's the most important thing. Angel, what's up? Dean, thank you for helping us out on our question with the iPhone on the Exelon. What's up, Junior? No problem, man. My truck is a 911 video. Well, if we bring it in, we'll probably have to, we'll definitely film it. Like I said, I promise you we'll film the next one just because why not? Why not, right? But yeah, that's it. That was all I wanted to do. I want to bring you on, show you what we fixed in this. So, because we went earlier, told you we'd do it. That's all I got. You got anything else, Fernando?
No, that's it.
You finishing this up?
Yeah. That's it.
Okay.
Fantastico.
You should probably just do that over on the bench. You don't need to do it here, right?
Yeah, I can do that.
I would just do it on the bench.
Yeah.
That would make more sense. Why sit back here and... you're small and all, but why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Let's be practical about it. Let's work smart, not hard.
Oh, I love work.
All right, let's see what we got here. We here at Overboard Audio have fixed terrible work in the marine systems all the time. I don't know how some of these installers sleep at night. Oh my God, dude, marine? Yeah. Because in there again, one of the things that sucks about marine is that there is a way to install marine properly, and there's everything else, just like in 12 volt. But in marine, if you got a 12 volt car trying to install marine, and he doesn't know what he's doing, that's probably what happens a lot of times. You get these goofballs that install the marine stuff like they're installing it in a car. It's totally different. Even though it doesn't seem like it would be, it's totally different. And yeah, so it's just like, ugh. Hey, look, it's an air filtration system that never gets turned on. 5-star did my truck 2 years ago. Thank you. Awesome. Exactly.
Sorry for you.
Yeah, sorry for you. What the heck? Oh, you're crazy. But no, that's what we got. I think I'm gonna move all these Mobile Solutions router bit trays into the drawers because I was looking at that the other day, and I think I want to move those down into these. trying to move things around now to get things to make sense. That's the hard part. Because they can charge 100 to 150 an hour, so they all want to do it without knowing how. Yeah, exactly. But I think there again, too, a lot of it... I have a theory. I know, what are the odds? And I feel like a lot of the times, people obviously bite off more than they can chew, which is fine, because you're never going to get better if you don't take risks, take chance. But it's a different risk and chance. I feel a lot of the times, if you don't know what you're doing, then you should definitely stay away from it or figure out how to do it. And I feel a lot of people don't. They're just chasing whatever it is they're chasing, whether it be money, whether it just be the next job, putting food on their table. I totally understand, but it should never be at the expense of the customer. Do you guys ever use CCA wire or only OFC? Will CCA wire work to power speakers? We don't ever use CCA wire. That's just what it is. Rule of thumb for CCA wire is double the size. So if, for example, you're going to do 16 gauge copper, you're going to do 12 gauge CCA. Toyota factory uses 12 gauge CCA wire for their speakers on the front end. It's got a purple hue to it, so if you're ever taking apart a Toyota and you see wire that is purple or light purple with stripe, that's denoting that it is aluminum speaker wire. So don't try to solder to it. No fun. As far as using it for speaker wire, chances are good that's what your voice coil is made out of. Could be. Some part of the speakers might be aluminum. It happens. Aluminum autoformers in there. There's sometimes they use aluminum because it's lightweight. It's a voltage thing or current. However, it's more of a current thing. Not voltage. It all has 12 volts. It's a current thing. How much current are you going to pass through it?
All of them.
All of the currents are going to go through it. So it's understanding that is there again. It's a tool. So if you understand how to use the tool properly. So, for example, let's say you have an amplifier that has a 8 gauge requirement, and you want to save some money and get CCA. You're going to need a 4 gauge. Now, the one thing, and that'll work, but the one thing that you're going to always have a problem with the CCA is corrosion, electrolysis, or whatever you want to call it. Where, huh? Electrolytes, totally electrolytes, on the axle. Where you're going to see the corrosion happen a lot of the times is at the ring terminal here. You're going to see some corrosion there because it's going to happen, moisture and whatnot. So I've never done it on a speaker, so I don't know if you'll get that same style of corrosion. You're not going to be soldering the speaker. You're going to have to, use slide-on terminals. So I don't know if you'll get corrosion because you're using the metal in the terminal against the aluminum. Might want to find aluminum terminals, which those do exist. Seems like a lot of work to why not just use copper? But that's really the problem, is more so the corrosion factor, and then it falls apart. I've taken copper or aluminum wire and it's just been white dust, and it's this is so weird. But yeah. What are you planning to store on the drawers of the roller bench? You mean the toolboxes? I don't know yet. We're still trying to figure that out. It's probably going to take us a long time to figure that out. The ones on this side are easy. So the ones over here are all production for the show. So these are all just production stuff and laser stuff. This side, I still want to figure out if I can find some more places for these because they're actually really cool. Yeah, I like the toolboxes. It's pretty nice. I like being able to hide stuff. And so the more stuff we can hide, the better I'll feel.
Can I hide?
Yeah, I know. Do you know when Audio Control is releasing the component set? Christian, I think it's, I want to say next month. So right now, the next thing to drop from Audio Control is the new LC5i Pro and the LC, I think it's called an LC5i Pro. It might just be an LC5i. But there is the LC7i Pro or LC7i Pro. So the new LC7i Pro is going to drop here any day now. So hopefully we get our hands on one of those. We can kind of talk about it. Like that's one of the things that is making, okay, so you guys go, what could they do to an LC7i to make it a Pro, so to speak? And if anybody here has ever used the LC7i, one of the things that is the most annoying thing about it is if you have to do summing, these lights here, you have to remove this up, and there's jumpers inside of here. You have to get to those in order to jump it. If you want to turn off AccuBase, you have to, there again, go to the jumper. If you want to turn off GTO, you have to open this up. So those things alone. The other thing that is like the rear channel 2 inputs are what feed channels 3 inputs, which is your subwoofer for AccuBase. So if you hook up front here, your front output, and that's what needs to power the subwoofer, it really needs to be connected here. So this would have to be rear. So a lot of that just kind of like, a lot of people hook them up wrong because they really don't understand the channel routing. So all of that is getting fixed in the Pro. So there's several switches that are going to be added, as well as a lot of the internal things that are kind of goofy on this because it's been around for like 20 years, are going to be changed on the Pro. So the bus system that carries through it is totally different. So it'll be kind of nice. It'll be nice to get our hands on it and kind of walk you guys through the paces of comparing the old to the new. Plus, I think it's going to have load resistors built into it, which would make a lot of sense.
Fantastic.
It's fantastic. Don't use CCA, it will corrode and break. And that's what we were talking about. It's really not, it's the corrosion, I think, is more the problem than the voltage sucks. But there again, that's easily fixed by just using the right side. The corrosion is really the hard part. And there again, it doesn't happen in everything. It just depends on what's going on. Hello, Avitoida, damn, but I've replaced all the audio and wire with copper. Yeah, probably doesn't sound any different though, but it makes you sleep better at night. The humidity will get into and kill it. Yeah, I'll go for that. What's the one tool you think you use the most?
My drill.
I was gonna say my drill. So there's two. Somebody was asking me yesterday, what are some of the game-changing tools that you've gotten over the years? Because there are game-changing tools, meaning that one tool can take you to the next level of installation. The most recent one, of course, is the laser. Having this and being able to do what we're doing with it is insanity. I hope that the 3D printer will get there at some point. What's yours?
Mine is over here.
What is it?
Is that small box right there?
Well, that's what I was getting to, the RTA. So this is the IRTA 2, and Fernando put it in a cool box here. But what I was going to say, yeah, see, that's his. So this is an electrical RTA for his iPad. But scaling back, when I got my first one, so this guy here, this guy, I really don't remember, but this was my first RTA, the PAA3. It was kind of reasonably priced at the time, of like $450. I think these things are going for a lot more than that now. Like the X is the current one. It says this guy right here has a color screen. Because of the chip shortage, these things are just like shit. This is probably $800 now. But buying this totally changed the way I was able to do audio, and I bought it for not acoustics. I very rarely ever used it for acoustics. I bought it for the electrical side of things because at the time when I got this years and years and years ago, that was knowing what the future is going to be. Being able to look at the electrical signal was game changing. Knowing what these cars are doing, it took things to a whole nother level. And that's why we have this now, which is the IRTA 2, which is much cheaper. It's only $250, and it's 2 channels, so that you can do multiple, things we couldn't do with the PAA3. We can now do with this in an iPad, which is where we kind of hoped everything was going to go to, anyways. But those 2 tools were significant changes in my installation ability. As you can see, the RTA, I have all of them now. because it's that important of a tool. And then now we obviously have a ton of acoustical RTAs. That's what that shelf is up there. Those are all acoustical RTAs. But you know, it's kind of like when Apple came out with the first iPhone and put like a screen on it with no keyboard. It was like, holy crap, this is going to change the world. And in my life, those are two things that changed the world for how I did installation. So, and there's other little tools here and there, like understanding a voltmeter and stuff like that. If you go like way back 30 years ago, that's a whole nother thing. But those two definitely win.
What's a voltmeter?
I know. Do you just do tuning for the Helix DSPs? I mean, we are a dealer. We can do tuning. We do have some prerequisites, but yes. Monster Audio. Hello, greetings from Guadalajara, Mexico.
Yes.
If I have the Epicenter Micro with a Helix V8, do I need that? So the Helix has a bass feature built into it. I don't remember which 27 page that's on, but it does have the bass feature built into it. I don't know if it acts like an Epicenter per se. I've never used it. I've had them tell me it does act like an Epicenter, but they couldn't really explain how. So I was like, okay. I mean, an Epicenter is real simple. It does an octave shift. Does yours do that? Well, it does this. I'm like, okay. So it might, but technically, ooh, Chuck just shut off. Technically, no, you should be okay, but it's definitely not as easy to use as the Epicenter. So if you have the ability to run it through one of the inputs, go for it. Your brain. I don't know. There's not much of it left, it feels like. You guys should come up to New York. Real installers needed. LOL. Oh, man. I hope you... We were just looking at pictures. Well, we're not going up to New York now because Canada's really screwing up the sky with their wildfires. So I don't...
Hey, Canada.
Canada's just choking everything.
Water or what?
Yeah. Your wire strippers, no.
No, that would be my drill.
Yeah, it'd be your drill. Well, this is what you showed up with. I have a 2020 Silverado iOS code. Where do I get my signal from? iOS code really doesn't mean anything. As far as like nobody makes an adapter for that other... Man, you know, it's funny. Chevy's just a fun one, man. Bose or non-Bose is really the question I need to know. Like, that's the most important thing, is Bose or non-Bose. If it's Bose, there's a couple answers for that. Like, Metra makes an adapter. It's not 100%, but it sounds really good. As long as you put it in a place where you can reset it periodically, that's the answer. That's the best one, but that's only Bose. Another way to do it with Bose is to just go after the factory Bose amplifier. Do not sum anything together, so you need 7 channels of audio. So you'd need the speakers in the dash, speakers in the door, and the rear are all active, so you need 6 for that, 1 for the sub. Something with an EQ would be good. Leave off time alignment and all that other nonsense. Just make it loud. Non-Bose. Non-Bose is just 4 channels of fun and excitement. So at that point, you're going to need your front speakers and your rear speakers. You're also going to need load resistors, because that's going to need load resistors. Load resistors are those cool things that you put onto the speakers to emulate a sound or a speaker being on there. So like you need the LGD greens, you need the green ones here. So that's the AC LGD 30s, something like that. I honestly don't know. 20s. Those are the 20s. You're definitely going to need a set of those for front and rear. And from there, I would strongly recommend getting a DSP because you want to be able to control that door chime, and really the only way to do that is with a DSP. Otherwise, it's going to launch you out of the car. On some of those, you can turn it down, but usually not enough. You'd have to go back to the dealer and have them reprogram that because it stops at a certain point. It's easier just to put a DSP with either a notch filter or a very narrow Q band. That'll solve that. But you can grab everything behind the radio or at the radio module. So in that one, there's probably going to be a radio module somewhere, usually up in the passenger side of the dash somewhere. if it's not behind the radio itself, which sometimes they are. I don't remember, because most of those have been Bose, which that's in the back of the car. But yeah, DSP would be the best. You need help, Christian. Look for bugs. Do you ever tune by ear without your IRTA2? Well, the IRTA2 is an electrical RTA, so I wouldn't use that for tuning. That's just to see the electrical signal and what's happening in the car for the actual installation. As far as tuning by ear, hell no, I don't tune by ear. My ears don't work as great as they used to. So we're using an acoustical RTA to test that. The affordable ones are like the iTest mic or the U-Test mic. They just came out with the U-Test mic 2, which is cool. It has USB-C. Andy makes the Audio Frog UMI 1, this guy here. The one nice thing about the U-Test mic is it's universal, so it's just a mic with USB-C on the end, so you can use it with a lot of different applications. Somewhere in the under $150 range, at least it used to be. I don't know what it is now. I haven't seen the price since COVID. But no, I always use, like, those are great because I can, like, if I'm doing something simple like a radio or something like that, yeah, or if I just need to check something, I'll just use that. It's way easier than setting up the laptops and all that nonsense. Yeah. Not very close to an epicenter. All right. So Doug says it's not very close to an epicenter. So, and he would know because he used to work for the company. So use your epicenter. Doug knows about the Helix stuff. Doug knows about the Helix stuff. Happy birthday, Doug. Let's all say happy birthday, Dougie. Dougie Fresh, happy birthday. Did you wish him a happy birthday? You don't wish anybody.
Dog, happy birthday, man.
There you go. So we're getting old.
25.
Yeah, we're getting old together. Might be the other way. Are you dyslexic? Anyways. No, so Doug is saying that it's, like I said, when they told me that, I was like, okay. So use your epicenter. How do you guys stay up to date when it comes to integrating into new cars? Good one.
Not like that.
Not like that. We have a lot of friends, like Doug. We go to a lot of conventions, like Master Tech Expo, Knowledge Fest, and we talk. We get to talk to a lot of manufacturers, a lot of fellow installers. It's a circle of life kind of thing, and as long as we all research and talk to one another, we share that information amongst our peers. So yeah, that's
99% of the stuff we don't agree.
Yeah, but the 1% that we do is very helpful. But no, it's really just, you know, when we go to these shows, we create relationships with other installers. That when we
like
have,
Doggy.
Well, he's not. He's just a really smart guy.
Oh, totally.
But you know, when we have problems, we can reach out to these guys, and or they'll reach out to us. So it's a circle of friendship. That's really what it comes down to. That's why we always say these things are super important if you're in the industry.
There you go.
Does that look better? Oh, see, that was way smarter.
Look at that.
Look at that. Hold on. Let me show you how sexy this looks. All right. So did you finish both of them?
Yes.
Oh, you haven't put the shrink wrap on.
I'm going to. But,
yeah.
You know.
That looks way nicer.
That.
Yeah, look at you. You're so snazzy. You're so snazzy. Yeah, well, what's going on? A little tight?
Yeah, it's a little bit.
A little tight? Got a little hot there? Yeah. Okay, figure that one out. The fires are next to my in-laws in Canada. Oh, that sucks.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Hopefully they okay.
Hopefully they can breathe. I feel like that's like, Jesus, that's some crazy stuff.
Yeah, Jesus needs to be there. That's for sure.
Jesus needs to be there. Jesus, take you. Jeff Smith. Yeah. So we call Jeff Smith. Jeff Smith calls us. Tech support helping tech support, like he said yesterday.
I like that. You know, that's a shirt.
Tech support helping
tech support helps tech support.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's a give and take. I mean it's what it is. Brian's laughing at you. He goes, laugh my butt off, truth, Fernando. Yeah. Barking spiders. Oh, for sure. No, that was Fernando. Follow-up question. Which RTA app do you use with the U-Test mics? So, U-Test mics are made for Studio 6. All right? So Studio 6 is the company that is who's responsible for that. Now, Audio Control is making them because they are a manufacturer, and they actually make those mics right there in Washington. It's so they make the app, and the app is this guy right here. Look at that. So this weird app right here that says RTA is the Studio 6 app. So like there it says Studio 6. You guys have seen this. It's the cool red app that does all of this. The reason why I go back to this app is, well, let's see if I get it to rotate. Okay, it's not going to want to rotate right now. Is for the simple fact that I can do this. Okay, I can change the scale. So like you see the scale on the side, I can increase the scale. Okay, which is really nice. And the reason why this is helpful is on some RTA apps, when the scale gets low like this, you really don't see the problems that you see when you open it up just a little bit. So now we open it up and we can see, oh crap, yeah, there's something here and there's something there. Whereas if I scale down, those become visually not that exciting, but you also are forgetting that there's 10 dB between here, or sorry, there's 20 dB between here and here. So, you know, these holes are huge. When you expand out, they actually become huge, and you're like, holy crap. More visually appealing is octave. So this guy here is definitely more visually appealing as far as what you're looking at, but you can't change the scale on it, which kind of sucks. But you can change it to this, which is kind of nice because that also will give you an idea. It almost makes it easier to see where you have problems as opposed to the other one. And then the other one we like to use is Spectrum. And I don't know how to shut these lines off. I turn them on somehow and I can't get them off, and it's driving me crazy. But you can also do this. And then if you come over here, if you want to do FFT plots, you can do your FFT plots, and you can change the style that you want for those. And then so it does have some options that the other two don't have. So these are the three that I cycle through, and they all work on all of the mics. So when you go to here, it'll ask you, it'll make a custom mic folder for you. And the nice thing is, on the other ones you can import if you want. On this one, you can actually, when you make a new preset, it opens an EQ. So if there's any problems with that particular microphone, or you're seeing something, you're like, I wonder if it's the mic, you can actually go back and EQ the mic, create your own sound profile for it if you want. So there you go. How cool is that? What time is it? Ooh, it's 6 o'clock. Yay. We're trying to get this thing done. We didn't expect to have those subwoofers that screwed up. My bad. I should have known. The rest of the install sucked. There shouldn't be any reason why that didn't suck as well. But it's all fixed now, so that's all that matters. And Fernando's doing great, getting it all put back together. Look at him go. Oh my gosh.
I'm doing great.
That's so nice. Crossover slope. Is it taboo to mix them? We're using a 12 dB on a... Hold on. We're using a 12 dB on tweeters and a 24 dB slope on mids for your sound. No. No, it won't. So, if you go to class, let's say Brian's teaching class, he's going to tell you to use Linkwix 24 dB crossover slope. And the reason why he's doing that is because he's saving you a lot of heartache. Because if you don't understand what's happening with the crossover, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you I do, because I don't, then that is a tried and true method to get you to a point that you will be successful in your endeavors. However, that isn't always the best scenario, meaning sometimes changing the crossover points, sometimes gapping the crossover points, going from a Butterworth to a Linkwitz can really change the effect. Now, there are phasing issues, and there are all kinds of fun little things that can happen when you do that might hurt the sound. And that's what you're not seeing or hearing, but that doesn't mean it doesn't work. When you look at if you go to MorelleHiFi.com, which I suggest you do because they're a proud sponsor of the show, so if you head over to MorelleHiFi.com, click on the speakers, then pick a pair, doesn't matter, any speaker you want, and then click on the information about the speaker, and what it'll have is the passive crossovers that they designed for the speakers. And what you'll see is, like, they'll have a 6 dB on the tweeter, a 12 dB on the mid-range, or maybe an 18 dB on the mid-range and a 12 dB on the tweeter. So it's their baby, so they have done the math and have figured it out, and they're not guessing, which is what most of us would be doing. So is it wrong to use those? No, but you're guessing, and so unless you've actually figured it out, then you're just guessing. One of the ones I personally like to do, and it's not a guess, it's like on the subwoofer, instead of a 24, I'll put it at 12, because I'm not really worried about upfront bass. I'm worried about a happy customer with a smile on his face that his bass is pumping out. So I'll put a 12 dB crossover on that, so that it rolls up and has a little bit more punch to it, a little bit more boom, a little bit more yay. Haley's arm is doing great right now. She's out of the cast. She's doing her rehab. She went in yesterday. She still doesn't have a lot of grip strength, so she's working on grip strength right now. And she's got an issue with this finger, this one. And so she's going through the process of figuring that out right now. Hopefully it's something they can fix without having to go back in. So we'll know about that in probably about a month or so, if she needs to go back in for surgery to figure out what's going there. So she's having to go to a hand specialist for that. So other than that, she's, her normal cheery self, which is, yay. But that's it. Listen, guys, I'm going to let you go. Thanks for playing with us today. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, which means tomorrow is the news. And, man, we got news for you. That is for sure. So stay tuned. We'll see you then. Bye. Say bye.
Say bye.
Okay.